Marston's Domain.
Hey everyone, Marson here, and today I want to talk about Mario Kart Tour and Dixie Kong, because I know, just like my last video, there's probably going to be people that think I'm digging too far into this and I'm too excited, but I still think this is a big deal, and I definitely think that this is good news for us DKC fans and Donkey Kong fans in general, because they did not have to go this all out just for adding Dixie Kong to Mario Kart Tour. Now, I know that her being added to Mario Kart Tour is a big deal in terms of the fact that this is the first Mario Kart game she's in, but even with that, the amount of history they acknowledged for Dixie Kong just for this trailer and just for adding her to Mario Kart Tour is such a good sign and such a breath of fresh air for us DKC fans. Because to me, it's been no mystery that they've been very weird with this series and weird with acknowledging Donkey Kong Country in general. Sometimes they do it and it's like, oh, cool, like this, everything's fine. And then sometimes it's like, whoa, wait a minute. Why aren't you bringing up Donkey Kong Country? What's going on? And what I mean by this is the random releases we get and what's actually talked about. An example I could bring up right now, off the top of my head, is the Super Nintendo Online thing. The fact that the Donkey Kong Country trilogy is not in that, or at least just not even the first game, is honestly crazy. And they definitely know that people want it. I mean, anytime they tweet about games being added to the Super Nintendo Online thing for the Switch, there's always replies about Donkey Kong Country. Always. And I know that you can't just use that to make a claim like this, but to me it's just obvious, though, that people want it and they know it. So when they do things like that, it's kind of baffling. And then when there was the Donkey Kong Country anniversary thing, I think that was around the time when they removed the Donkey Kong statue or whatever from Nintendo World, or that Nintendo store or whatever. I'm pretty sure it was that anniversary. So sometimes it's like, damn, they're really just not going to acknowledge this series at all. But then they do something like this. And I would say that ever since King K. Rool was added to Smash Bros., I think that things have been changing. I really do. Us getting King K. Rool in Smash Bros. Is absolutely insane. And they definitely saw, I would honestly say, just from the Smash ballot alone, they were like, whoa. I think we underestimated how many fans there are of this series. And then they put him in Smash Ultimate, and I think, again, they were like, whoa, okay, yeah, they really love this. Because the amount of just K. Rool everywhere, from fans and reactions and all that stuff, and I've said in the past, you can't always go by reactions, because not everyone that's reacting equates to sales, equates to everyone else being on board. A lot of people just like the excitement. But I would say with K. Rool, it's pretty safe to say that people were freaking out and were just so excited that he was in Smash, and just the acknowledgement of the old games and just all of it. It was huge. And ever since then, it's just felt like something is different. Like Nintendo is finally being like, besides the whole Super Nintendo Switch Online thing, it just feels like they're finally like, yeah, people love this series, and we're just going to start giving them what they want. Because I still think it was very random for them to go, hey, you know that character that we've never had in Mario Kart? Let's put her on the mobile game. Yeah, let's just do that. Because for them to do that, they had to make a new model, I'm assuming. They had to do new animations. They had to fully implement her into a Mario Kart game. And they did it for a mobile game. And in my previous video, I talked about how I think this is a bigger deal than it seems like, because I think them doing that is a good sign of her being in the next Mario Kart game. And now with all of this, I think it even more solidifies that, because why would they go through all this promotion if it was just for the mobile game? And if you want a more in-depth thing on why I think this is a bigger deal in terms of her and Mario Kart, I'll have a little card or whatever for my previous video, because I don't want to go too into it, because I don't want to repeat myself. But essentially, I don't think they did that just for a mobile game. And now for them to do this whole trailer showing the full history, to me, them showing the full history, which I think some of the things were left out because I didn't see Donkey Kong Land 2. But regardless of that, though, they showed pretty much her whole history. And I feel like them doing that was them being like, look, we're acknowledging it. We're acknowledging it. This whole thing is over. Hopefully with them just randomly not talking about Donkey Kong Country stuff, because they showed all of it. Again, for the most part. They showed Donkey Kong Country 2, Donkey Kong Country 3, Donkey Kong Land 3, which I did not think they would show. They showed Diddy Kong Racing DS, which again was like, whoa, I didn't think they'd show that. And an interesting thing about that, someone on Twitter actually pointed out that the year on it for when they showed Diddy Kong Racing was 1997, even though it said Diddy Kong Racing DS, because they were saying it as if it was a mistake, but honestly, I think they might have done that on purpose. Because they might have wanted to be like, yeah, the game came out in 97, but she was in the DS version. I think they might have done it on purpose. It could have been a mistake. It could have, but I think they might have done it on purpose. But regardless, though, this is so huge. They could have just shown a trailer of her in the game and just been like, yep, here she is. Have fun. But they went out and made an elaborate history trailer for her being put in this game. Meaning that they are acknowledging, yes, this is a big deal. This is her first time in Mario Kart. This actually is something big. And I know, again, some people would probably look at this and be like, it's just a mobile game. I think you're going too in-depth about it. I think you're too excited about it. But honestly, if you've been following Donkey Kong Country this whole time, like a lot of us fans have, the series has just been through a lot of weird stuff. Between not being talked about, between not being mentioned, and just the overall changes in general. I mean, even with the mainline series, the main boss doesn't even show up in the game. They just took him out. And that's a topic that's not going in this video. I'm sure I've made other videos on that, but this series has gone through a lot of weird stuff. So to finally be at a point where they're acknowledging Donkey Kong Country, and we have K. Rool and Smash, which, might I remind you, oh boy, was that a whole fiasco back in the day when we had the Smash ballot and they added the K. Rool costume, because it was good and bad. It was good because it was like, whoa, they're acknowledging the old rare design for K. Rool. So that part was cool, but then we were all like, oh no, but he's not going to be a character now, at least for Smash 4. So to go through all of that, to have it be good news and bad news, because it was like, well, they're acknowledging the old K. Rool, but bad news, he's not getting in the game, at least Smash 4. To then go to now, to where we have K. Rool and Smash, his animations in that game. They took a lot of care when they made him, for sure. It sucks that he's not as good of a character in terms of tier lists as we wish he would be, but the care they put into that character in terms of design is through the roof. It really is. You look through all those animations, how goofy he is, yet he's still really tough. With how he throws out some of his moves. Like, you do his F smash, you can feel the power of it. But at the same time, he has moves like up smash, where it's just goofy. They nailed the design of that character. And giving us throwbacks to DKC2, DKC3. It's incredible. And I know, we wish that there were some changes again in terms of how he plays in Smash, in terms of tier lists. But there's no denying how much care they put into putting K. Rool into Smash. And just the feeling you get when you play him. He just feels like this goofy, strong villain. It's just so much fun, and I'm just smiling talking about it. So to have that, and now Dixie Kong in Mario Kart Tour, to me now, there is no doubt that she will be in the next Mario Kart game. Similar to how I feel about K. Rool. With K. Rool, I don't think they did all of that to then go, oh yeah, well, we're still not going to use him ever. No, I think for sure he will be in the next Donkey Kong Country game. And similar to this, I think them making such a big deal about how, which rightfully so, a big deal about this, but a big deal about her being finally added to Mario Kart, I don't think they would do all this to then be like, oh, well, we're not going to put her in the next one. No way. To me, they're definitely going to do it. So I think this is all really good news. I think all of us fans of Donkey Kong Country are in a very good spot. And I think we are going to get a Donkey Kong Country in the future, not just because of this. I just think, in general, with everything that's been going on, I think we are going to get one at some point. I think K. Rool will be in it. I don't see why they would take out Dixie Kong. And I think Dixie Kong would be in the next Mario Kart game. So that's all I really have to say about this. Let me know in the comment section down below what you think about all this. If you enjoyed this and want to support my content, feel free to subscribe. And until next time, I'll see you all later. Take care, everyone.